Greetings, kingdom citizens. How you doing out there? This is Chief Bishop, the voice of the body, your kingdom leader, coming to you with a midnight snack. Tonight we're going to have part 2 of the sermon, Father Knows Best, by Pastor Kenneth Bugsy. So sit back and listen and enjoy.
So now watch this. He tells the people then, and he's speaking to us now in that fashion. First of all, the very thing that he says first and foremost in there is important. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. You see, because one day, time is going to run out. Oh, yeah. And one day, the things that God is doing now, the things that God has given us time to get right, we won't have that time anymore. And so God says to seek him now while he may be found. In other words, you want to, I remember that the older people used to have a saying something like, don't let them catch you with your work undone. Because there's a time frame, there's a window of opportunity to get it right on this side for us. And so what we have to be mindful of is to always seek God in everything that we do, because it's easy to get off track. So now is our time to seek God. In the middle of the uproar, in the middle of the turmoil, in the middle of the disgruntled people, in the middle of what seems to be trials and tribulations of life, in the middle of what seems to be a topsy-turvy world, in the middle of what seems to be corruption and all kind of evil going on, we as believers need to seek the Lord while he may be found. Yes. Amen. See, because what we want to understand is, even though all these things are going on, I always remind people, there is nothing, and Deke alluded to it today, there is nothing that catches God off guard. Don't think because these things are happening and they seem evil or wicked, or they seem out of order or crazy, that God didn't know that it was going to happen. But we have to remember that in everything we see happening on this earth, God knows already what is happening. Subsequently, God knows how to get us through the times that we're going through. See, he said, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Now watch this. Do you understand that he is still actually talking to Israel? That even though they were the chosen people, they had chosen to get out of order with God. So God said, you got to bring this thing back to me in order to get in line with what I have planned for you. Okay. See, God won't allow us to go forward in his plan for us doing our own thing. Some people think you can. That's why we see the foolishness going on. That's why we see people thinking you can live how you want to live and everything is all right. That's why we see people determining that it's okay to live a certain lifestyle and still be in right order with God. But I stopped by to tell somebody the devil is a liar. What you're experiencing now is God's mercy. What you're experiencing now is the grace of God. But I came by to tell somebody that eventually you're going to find out that there is also a wrath of God. Yeah. And if you don't get it right in the time frame that God has allotted, you're going to find out when the wrath of God is released. Somebody need to hear me in here today.
I pray that you enjoyed this clipping, and we will have part 3 tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow at midnight for the rest of this sermon, Father Knows Best, by Pastor Kenneth Bugsy. This is Chief Bishop, the voice of the body, your kingdom leader, coming to you with a midnight snack. I love you.